Hello everyone, let's go through stage 2. In stage 2, we want to be able to download each of the HTML pages which is given by the URL that we retrieved as part of the last step of stage 1. I'm going to create a directory in order to download all of these HTML files. Let me use the variable html underscore dir and I'm going to create a directory called html underscore files underscore for underscore states here. Recall that whenever you want to create a directory, it's always safer to make sure that you're catching the file exists error exception. So I'm going to do that for this particular example as well. I'm going to call the os mkdir function in order to create this directory. And I'm also going to catch the file exists error exception just in case if the directory already exists. What I want to do is, I want to go through each key in the dictionary that we just created as part of stage 1, and I want to be able to download the HTML page represented by the URL over here. Instead of going through all the keys, let's say that we just want to attempt the first 3 file downloads here, because downloading 50 files is going to take a lot of time. Recall that you can just get the list of keys in the dictionary by using the keys method call. That's just going to retrieve all the keys here for you. And it should have also created the new directory, which is going to be our destination directory for the HTML files. How can we just retrieve the first 3 keys? We can easily convert the keys of a dictionary into a list. And once we convert it into a list here, we should be able to extract the first 3 items in a list by slicing into the list, correct? So let me go ahead and capture this variable this value into a variable called states underscore L. And now I can just say states underscore L, and I can use slicing by mentioning :3, and that's just going to get the first 3 values for us here. Let me change that into 4 because we are going to skip over this postal abbreviation entry within our dictionary. Alright, instead of iterating over each key in my dictionary, for now I'm just going to iterate over this smaller list of keys. And the first thing which I want to be able to do is I want to skip over the entry which is given by postal abbreviation. That just talks about abbreviations for each state. So I'm just going to say if state equal to postal abbreviation. I just want to continue because I don't have anything to do with respect to that entries processing. What do I want to do when I encounter a proper state here? This is the name of the state. I want to be able to download the HTML file given by the URL, which is going to be the value pointed to by the state over here, right? So the value is present in state underscore links dictionary. So I'm simply going to say retrieve the state URL by saying state underscore links of the current state over here. Let me just go ahead and display state URL just to make sure we have the correct URL over here. You can click on it to verify that it's taking you to the correct page. Alright, we are able to retrieve the correct URL. We want to be able to download the contents of this HTML file by sending a HTTP GET request to it, right? Recall that we can use the request.get function, and I can just send a request to state URL. Let me capture the return value into a variable called R, and I'm going to raise for status right away. And let me go ahead and print r.text over here. Alright, we are able to retrieve the HTML content for each of those files over here. What do we want to do with the HTML content? We want to be able to download that as a file, correct? So we already have the HTML content as a string. We just want to write that content into a file. Let's use the directory that we just created. We are going to generate a HTML file name just based on the state. So I'm going to say, let's do that above sending the request over here. I'm going to say state underscore file equal to, I need to join the directory name here, which is given in the variable HTML underscore directory. And then I want to be able to join state name with .html, correct? So recall that we have to use the os.path.join function always. Do not hardcode your slashes so that your code is portable across operating systems. I want to be able to join HTML directory over here with the state name, which is given in the variable state. And I also want to concatenate .html to the end of it, correct? So let me go ahead and print state underscore file just to confirm that we are getting the correct file. Alright, the file name looks good along with the directory. Let's go ahead and write the content of r.txt into those files. I am going to open the file in write mode, and I am also going to right away close the file handle before I do any file operations. I just need to directly go ahead and write r.txt over here. Let me go ahead and run this just for the first 3 states over here. Let's switch back to the Jupyter Notebook homepage and notice that we are able to download the HTML file over here. You're not getting the really nice format that you're getting on the Wikipedia page via the URL here. That's because we are only downloading the HTML content. The Wikipedia page also has other things like associated CSS and additional information, which makes the display look a lot better than what we are able to see in the downloaded version. Alright, now that we have confirmed that our code is working for the sample states, let's go ahead and eliminate uh, just running this code for 3 states, and instead I want to be able to run it for all the states. I can simply do that by saying for state in state underscore links. Recall that when you say for something in a dictionary, you're iterating over the keys, so state is going to represent each key over here. Alright, I'll go ahead and let this run, and I'll wrap up this video here. In the next video, we'll go through stage 3.